hope that the people of this land will be treated as a citizen. They will be given the citizen rights, the basic rights. They will be treated only as citizens, not with their political affiliation.
I do not think the youths are much attracted or fascinated by any of the parties' activities right now. Although the political parties have proposed many reforms and many ideas, we all appreciate that, but we want to see groundworks.
If you want to gain vote from youth, you have to focus on job creation issues, and it is not enough to say just, oh, I have a plan, I will create that and that much job. But how will create job? We want a specification and clarification from our political leader to how to solve this unemployment problem, especially for youth.
Political rhetoric and campaigning are in full swing in Bangladesh for the February 12th elections. As a countdown to the race to power gets underway, the Gen Z voters are emerging as a decisive force. From jobs and education reform to corruption-free governance, the young voters are demanding real change. It's the first election since the ouster of Sheikh Hasina in 2024. Hello and welcome, I'm Samiksha Srivastava and this is Inside South Asia. Let's begin. Our lead today, on the 31st of January, Pakistan said 33 civilians and 17 security service personnel were killed in a series of coordinated gun and bomb attacks across Balochistan, the country's restive southwestern province. Pakistan Defence Minister Khwaja Asif later said that Pakistan needed to deploy large numbers of troops in Balochistan because of the province's vast geography amid the security situation and recent spate of attacks. Why has Pakistan become handicapped when it comes to Balochistan? Take a look at this report.
Pakistan is fighting a war within. On the 31st of January, the insurgency-hit province of Balochistan was rocked by a series of coordinated gun and grenade attacks. Nearly 50 people, both civilians and security personnel, were reportedly killed.
The sound of gunfire was heard. As soon as my cousin stepped outside the house, he was hit by a bullet. Gunshots were still going on. On Saryab, Kambrani, wherever you go, you will find these attackers like there is no one to hold them accountable.
The Balochistan Liberation Army, which claimed responsibility for the deadly attacks, said that it had launched a coordinated operation dubbed Herof or Black Storm, targeting security forces across the province. Reports say that militants almost simultaneously across the Quetta, Gwadar, Mashtung and Nushkib districts opened fire at security installations, including a Frontier Corps headquarters in the provincial capital Quetta. Burnt-out vehicles at a police station, bullet-riddled doors and streets sealed off with yellow tape narrated a tale of violence and destruction, even as the security forces patrolled the streets and movement was restricted.
No one is safe. Anyone who leaves home has no certainty of returning safe and sound. There is constant fear over whether they will come back unharmed. Business was already slow due to the cold weather, and when such incidents occur, chaos follows, forcing people to shut their shops and return home.
On Monday, addressing Pakistan's National Assembly, the Defence Minister of the country, Khwaja Asif, revealed that the Pakistani security forces were handicapped against Baloch rebels due to the sheer size of the Balochistan province. He had earlier said that 2 of the attacks involved female fighters.
बेले वालों ने जो तकलीफ पहुंचाई है इस मुल्क
The
के
Baloch
नौजवानों
Liberation Army have inflicted pain on the youths of this country, but my brother has repaid the debt of this soil. My brother has repaid the debt of this land. I request all of you and everyone close to me, and I thank all those friends who are standing with me in this great tragedy.
इन तमाम दोस्तों का शुक्रिया जो इस अजीम सानहा में मेरे साथ खड़े हैं.
Sarfraz Bugti, the provincial chief minister, struck a defiant tone while talking to reporters in Quetta. He lauded the troops and police officers for responding swiftly to the attacks and claimed that Pakistani forces killed at least 145 militants in a 40-hour gun battle.
We managed to kill 145 terrorists in 40 hours. This is the highest number since Pakistan is facing this war on terror. They want us to surrender. We will not. हम 1000 साल तक ये जंग लड़ेंगे. This country is ours. This is our motherland. We'll fight for it.
Balochistan is Pakistan's largest province by territory, covering nearly 44% of the country's total land, but the smallest in terms of population. Despite being blessed with mineral resources and vast reserves of natural gas, the province has remained the country's poorest, giving rise to a broader rebellion. The decades-old rebel movement blames the Pakistani government for neglecting its residents and for unfair distribution of resources. The Pakistani security forces have found the going tough in battling the decades-long insurgency by Baloch fighters. And this latest assault by the Balochistan Liberation Army has once again illustrated that Balochistan remains one of the biggest pressure points for Islamabad.
India has unveiled its financial budget for the year ahead. From Bangladesh to Nepal, the allocations offer a closer look at how New Delhi is shaping its engagement with neighbouring countries. Adding to this, momentum is a major breakthrough on the trade front. A new trade deal between India and the US marks a shift in the bilateral relations. The agreement has implications for tariffs, exports, and even market confidence. Our next report gives you the details.
India has laid out its financial roadmap for the 2026-27 fiscal year. The union budget, presented at a time of ongoing tensions in West Asia and changing equations in South Asia, offers more than a financial roadmap.
Building resilience to volatile global dynamics.
The world's fourth largest economy has set out its spending plans covering investments, taxation, and allocations across key sectors. But beyond the numbers, the budget underscores India's continued focus on its neighbourhood first policy. Officially articulated in 2008 and boosted in 2014, the neighbourhood first policy aims to build a stable and prosperous region through stronger engagement with immediate neighbours. And in keeping with this approach, New Delhi has announced development assistance for several neighbouring countries in the latest budget. These include Bangladesh, Bhutan, Nepal, Sri Lanka, Maldives, Mauritius, Afghanistan and Myanmar. After a sharp downturn in relations, India has reduced its aid allocation for Bangladesh. Dhaka is set to receive 60 crore rupees in assistance, which is nearly 50% lower than the amount allocated last year. Aid to the Maldives and Myanmar has also been slashed compared to the previous financial year. Sri Lanka, on the other hand, receives a significant boost with 400 crore rupees in development aid, a 33% jump from last year. Allocation to Bhutan, Nepal and Mauritius has also been increased. While Afghanistan will be receiving the same aid that it received last year, Bhutan, one of India's closest strategic partners, witnessed one of the sharpest boosts in the budget. Over the past year, Washington has imposed or threatened tariffs on several countries, including India. The trade relationship between India and the US was strained following Donald Trump's imposition of steep tariffs on Indian goods. Following a call between Donald Trump and Narendra Modi on Monday, a new trade deal between the two countries has effectively ended the stalemate. Under the historic agreement, tariffs have been slashed from 50% to 18% on a reciprocal basis with immediate effect. India has also committed to lowering its own trade barriers and increasing imports from the US.
जो ट्रेड डील यूनाइटेड स्टेट्स ऑफ अमेरिका के साथ फाइनलाइज की है,
The trade deal that has been finalized with the United States of America is the best deal India has got among all our neighbors, all the neighboring countries, all the countries that compete with us. This brings auspicious signs for the bright future of our countrymen.
मिली है, आप सबको, हम सबको मिली है, जो देशवासियों के उज्जवल भविष्य के लिए शुभ संकेत लाती है.
Among South Asian economies, India enjoys a comparatively lower tariff burden than Bangladesh and Sri Lanka. Its rate is only slightly higher than Afghanistan's 15% tariff, though Afghanistan has a much smaller export base and limited manufacturing capacity. Pakistan has a tariff rate of 19%, a marginal disadvantage compared to Indian exporters. As the budget sets the tone for the year ahead, it outlines India's path for growth and engagement. How these choices play out will become clear in the months to come.
Nepal is set to hold its crucial general election on the 5th of March. The elections come months after anti-corruption protests forced the resignation of the previous government and led to an interim administration taking charge. With new political players and first-of-its-kind developments in the race, this election marks a key moment for Nepal's democracy. Here's a closer look at what is different this time.
Nepal is heading to the polls under extraordinary circumstances. Despite concerns over snow and harsh weather in its Himalayan regions, the country will vote on the 5th of March, an unusually early date in its electoral calendar. Traditionally, elections are held in November, but this time Nepal will vote in peak winter, raising logistical and political stakes alike.
In high-altitude districts such as Humla, Dolpa, Mugu and Manang, we have to transport election materials by helicopter. In the remaining 72 districts, the materials will be transported by trucks and containers. We have already made the necessary arrangements and are preparing accordingly.
व्यवस्थापन गरिसकेका छौं, त्यसको पनि तयारी हुँदैछ.
The elections come after deadly anti-corruption protests in September 2025 that brought down the previous government, forcing an accelerated political reset. An interim administration led by former Chief Justice Sushila Karki is now guiding the nation of 30 million people to the polls on the 5th of March. However, seeing the extreme climatic conditions, Karki on Tuesday said voting for the general elections in the mountain districts can be conducted in the second phase if the weather doesn't permit. Nearly 18.9 million voters, including over 800,000 first-time voters, are eligible to cast ballots across 10,967 polling stations. The elections will decide the composition of the 275-member House of Representatives, with 3,406 candidates contesting direct seats. But beyond the numbers, it's the stories behind the election that stand out. Tens of thousands of young Nepalis are stepping into an unexpected role. We're talking about temporary election police. More than 27,000 applicants poured in within just 2 days as the government moves to recruit nearly 149,000 temporary officers. The jobs offer short-term employment at a time when Nepal is still recovering from economic losses triggered by last year's unrest, which wiped out nearly 15,000 jobs.
The situation is the country is such that we cannot find other jobs. Here, we will at least get to work for 40 days. And also, it is my responsibility to serve the country and help in the elections.
These recruits will manage queues, transport ballot boxes, and ensure order, turning unemployed youth into frontline guardians of democracy. This election could also mark a milestone for sexual and gender minorities. A new party, the Inclusive Socialist Party, is fielding 6 candidates, most of them from the LGBTQ+ community. Nepal has progressive laws, including legal recognition for same-sex and transgender marriages. But political representation has remained limited. For the first time in years, members of the community are hoping for a seat at the table.
I have been requesting previous parliamentarians to raise our issues. But if we have a seat at the table, others don't have to speak for us. We no longer have to ask.
And then there's the contest grabbing the most attention. Balendra Shah, a rapper turned politician, is taking on former Prime Minister KP Sharma Oli in the same constituency. On the 19th of January, he kicked off his Prime Minister bid by holding a rally in Janakpur.
I am an action-oriented person. If you give me work, I will deliver. Will you let me work for you? Just as the people of Kathmandu metropolitan city gave me the duty to work, will you put your faith in my work as well?
Shah shot to fame with rap songs on corruption and inequality. He then in 2022 stunned everyone by winning the Kathmandu mayoral polls as an independent. 3 years later, the 35-year-old came in the spotlight during the 2025 September protests. The former rapper earned admiration for supporting the agitation against corruption and social media ban. And many Gen Z protesters even started batting for Shah to take over. And then weeks ahead of the elections, in January, Nepal's oldest political party, Nepali Congress, got split into 2, following internal tensions between party members. On the one hand, there is Sher Bahadur Deuba. On the other hand, the faction is led by Gagan Thapa. This rupture significantly impacts Nepal's political landscape just before the polls. From unusual winter voting to youth-driven change, there is no doubt that Nepal's 2026 election has already started rewriting the political rulebook. With just a month to go, all eyes will be now on campaign.
Since September 2023, more than 5 million Afghans have returned home as a result of neighboring Iran and Pakistan stepping up deportations, according to the International Organization for Migration. With their daily lives an uphill struggle, the returnees, bereft of even basic amenities, are gradually rebuilding their lives. Our next report spotlights a project in the Bamiyan province which provides housing for 174 of them.
The largest province in the central region of Afghanistan, Bamiyan. Famous for its Buddhist architecture, particularly the 2 large Buddha statues destroyed by the Taliban in 2001, the province has emerged as hope for many Afghan deportees. Beneath snow-dusted hills sit rows of 50 square meter homes financed by the United Nations Refugee Agency UNHCR on land provided by the Taliban authorities. These modest dwellings are home to 30 families, providing shelter to 174 people who had endured months of uncertainty. Each household in the nascent community has participated in the construction and has been paid by the UNHCR for their work. Originally from a poor and mountainous district of Bamiyan, Nimatullah Rahesh had worked for 5 years in construction in Iran, where his wife, Marzia, was a seamstress. But Rahesh's world came crashing down in 2024 when the Iranian government forced them to leave, refusing school admission to their son and demanding an impossible sum to extend their documents. In his new home, Nimatullah Rahesh expressed relief to have found a place to live peacefully, not bothered by the issues of rent and eviction.
Here, we live peacefully. The landlord does not tell us to pay the house rent, and we no longer have the end-of-month stress about the rent.
The daily life, however, continues to be a tough grind for Rahesh, who must walk for 2 hours along a rutted dirt road between barren mountains before he can catch a ride to get to work at a market.
From here, we walk for 2 hours to reach taxis or route vehicles. From there, we pay 30 Afghanis to go to the city. After finishing our work, we pay another 30 Afghanis to return, and then we walk another 2 hours to reach home. In total, we walk 4 hours every day and pay 60 Afghanis for transport.
Noteworthy is the fact that only 11% of adults have found full-time work after returning to Afghanistan, according to an international organization for migration survey. Meet another resident from here, 45-year-old single mother, Arfa Ibrahimi, who had feared ending up on the street after her husband left her.
When we were in Iran, my husband was addicted and he treated us very badly. I worked a lot and I did not feel good at all. Here, the facilities are not proper. You may have noticed it yourself. There is no mobile signal, no electricity, and no water. Even in this condition, I feel comfortable and content.
The 30 families, most of whom had lived in Iran, own both the building and the land, a crucial detail in according a sense of security and rootedness to these displaced families.
UNHCR prioritized property rights and land ownership rights for the families benefiting from this project. This was very crucial to us because property rights give people certainty and safety, and they can feel feeling anchored in their communities, not feeling scared of living day by day, rent by rent.
Since the Taliban government came back to power in 2021 in Afghanistan, around 7,000 Afghans have returned to Bamiyan. The project area, dubbed Jare-Kushk or the dry slope due to no piped water nor wells, has its challenges, and plans are afoot to expand the water supply network. But this new neighborhood, despite lacking some basic services, has emerged like an oasis in the desert for the Afghan returnees pushed out of Iran and Pakistan.
And as we wind up, let's take you to Sri Lanka, where an annual pageant turned the streets of the capital city into a live stage. Thousands gathered in Colombo to experience the country's biggest cultural spectacle as elephants, dancers and drummers took over the city. Take a look and I will see you next week.
Where darkness hides behind every corner. Where the truth is stranger than fiction. A show that dives deep into the stories which shock and mystify. Unsolved murders. Psychopaths who defy explanation. International war crimes. And millions swindled in financial fraud. The victims, the accused, and the sinister plot. Crime is your front row seat to darkness. From the bustling trading floors of Wall Street to the vibrant exchanges of Asian stock markets, WION breaks it down for you to make sense of what's happening, as we reveal the key factors behind events, strategic battles, and the game-changing business decisions that shape the world. We bring you all of this and more on World Business Watch. WION, India's global voice, the channel that brings you the biggest stories from across the world through India's lens. Now available in more than 190 countries worldwide, because we believe that the world is one. Watch us in Africa, Europe, USA and Canada, South America, Asia Pacific, Middle East and North African regions. Also available on these digital platforms across the world. WION, World is One.
Rashtriya Swayamsevak Sangh. To some, it's an extreme ideology. To others, it's the very soul of India. To some, it's rebellion. To others, it's a principle of nation building. Coming soon to challenge perceptions in RSS centenary year, Kesariya at 100.
Where darkness hides behind every corner. Where the truth is stranger than fiction. A show that dives deep into the stories which shock and mystify. Unsolved murders. Psychopaths who defy explanation. International war crimes. And millions swindled in financial fraud. The victims, the accused, and the sinister plot. Crime is your front row seat to darkness.
Rashtriya Swayamsevak Sangh. To some, it's an extreme ideology. To others, it's the very soul of India. To some, it's rebellion. To others, it's a principle of nation building. Coming soon to challenge perceptions in RSS centenary year, Kesariya at 100.
And welcome to a brand new edition of South India, a daily dynamic show that will capture the pulse of southern states.
By blending the special stories, the breaking alerts and the culture developments as well.
Where darkness hides behind every corner. Where the truth is stranger than fiction. A show that dives deep into the stories which shock and mystify. Unsolved murders. Psychopaths who defy explanation. International war crimes. And millions swindled in financial fraud. The victims, the accused, and the sinister plot. Crime is your front row seat to darkness.
Rashtriya Swayamsevak Sangh. To some, it's an extreme ideology. To others, it's the very soul of India. To some, it's rebellion. To others, it's a principle of nation building. Coming soon to challenge perceptions in RSS centenary year, Kesariya at 100.